All right, welcome to Humpdays.
Welcome back, Humpers. Today we're diving into a $400 million lawsuit between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. And we want to get into the breaking news, which is Taylor Swift's bizarre involvement in this case. And I mean, she's basically the reason it's happening.
She got name dropped and dragged into this. It's awesome.
Like, we'll get into it a bit deeper, but Blake Lively referred to herself as Khaleesi and Taylor Swift as one of her dragons. So she's kind of, I don't know. She's got an ego, this Blake Lively, and so we'll get into that.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting. It's just like, I'm the lead singer and these are my bandmates and they're going to come after you.
I have all of these people as pawns and they're coming and I'm going to use them.
The thing is, it's hard to pick sides between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni because on one side, you have a real life Regina George, and on the other side, you have the ultimate narcissistic male feminist.
Yes.
Like, you showed me a clip of this guy. His proposal video to his wife is just all about him and how great he is. There's literally
like one clip of her.
There's like one clip of her, but there's literally a clip of him saying, "Oh, I wish your dad could be here," because he passed away. And then it cuts to him at her dad's gravesite and him going, "I just asked if I could have your hand in marriage."
I asked your dad if I could have your hand in marriage. He couldn't respond because he's dead. But
like, I'm so deep. Look at this romantic gesture I did.
The drama in these actors, man. It's like they do not turn it off.
Well, that's the problem with male feminists. There's a reason why they don't have any male friends. Their whole shtick is, I'm not like other guys. And so it's hard as another guy. It is being in that room. It's like, what? Am I the problem?
Yeah, they're the ultimate male pick-me's.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Male feminists are the ultimate male pick-me's.
Yes, that's exactly what they are. They are pick-me girls. And it's like, that's why male feminists can't hang out with other male feminists, because it's hard to act like, oh, I'm not like other guys when there's a guy next to you with a matching man bun. Like their whole...
Especially in Hollywood.
A male feminist dream is to be the center of attention at a women's march.
That's kind of what this feels like. It's like battle of the feminists and like pick-me's, because I feel like Blake Lively also embodies this. Like and what I mean by battle of the feminists is it's two people who are just like, where can I find an issue where there isn't one?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like they're both like just finding shit. And I mean, it's hard to know who's right and wrong, but I think we want to really kind of present both sides here. But yeah, Justin is, he's a character. Like it was a bizarre wedding video. Like,
it was a bizarre wedding video. And like his whole passion project is just very weird. Like because it's not like he was the whole movie. What's it called again? Sorry.
It ends with us.
It ends with us.
In court.
You called it, you beautifully labeled it Twilight, an SA version of Twilight.
He said that?
No, you said that. You told me that. You're like, yes. It's like a young adult's essay version of Twilight. It's just we can't really say what essay is, or can we?
I think
domestic abuse maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a domestic abuse version of Twilight. It's just very like pre-teeny, but like this is his passion project. It's just like he's mansplaining domestic abuse by also apologizing for it at the same time. Like, that's your passion project.
Yeah.
And he's not affected by it because, like, in that proposal video, you see that he's close with his dad and his mom. Like, they're a together good couple.
Yeah. He was meant to play the good guy in the film, which is what the person who wrote the book, Colleen Hoover, she actually kind of wanted him to be the good guy in it, which is interesting. I feel like that kind of like, I don't know, it's weird. It's kind of interesting how Blake is really leaning into being like, he's the character in this film that he plays, you know?
Oh, interesting.
And I don't know if it's really working out for her. Blake Lively's kind of mean girl, Regina George, clueless energy, right? Versus Justin's like holier than thou approach is really the battle here. It's wild.
Well, I also think, because people are falling for his like male feminist shtick. Because he's releasing these voice notes of him just being like, oh wow, there's so much to unpack about that message you sent me. And there's little jabs in it, like, oh, I'm so sorry you had to go through these other altercations on set. Like, so sorry for you, which is like insinuating like she's a problem on set.
Yes.
And he's sent her to these at like 1 a.m. and he's like, oh, sorry if I'm waking you up. But it's just, why would you save these if you weren't planning something later?
Yeah.
It's just like, if this was actually from the heart, like you're pretending to be on these, it's just like, why are you saving these?
Yeah.
And why are you putting these little things in there? It's just like
they both have something on each other. And yeah, I don't know. That's what I suspect. That
they both see through each other's phoniness because they're phony.
Yeah. They're
and that's what it is.
Phony.
It's like this game where it's like the first one to blink to show their true colors.
Yes. Yes. And phoniness is the name of the game. I mean, I feel like there's something completely different under the scenes right now. And like my theory is that, as we've mentioned in previous videos, Taylor Swift and Blake Lively are in a loving romantic relationship. And they have a set of beards.
Yeah, I think so too. That's a good point.
Name one person in Hollywood that you think is gay. Ryan Reynolds. Doesn't take long, right?
And his best friend.
Mr.
Wolverine himself, Mr. Tony Award, Hugh Jackman.
Yes. Yes. And Taylor Swift, I mean, she's directing all of this behind the scenes. Like, she is the reason all of this is happening. Blake Lively, she is following the Taylor Swift model to a T. This feminist is doing the most feminist thing possible, which is play the victim and be a damsel in distress.
Yeah.
That's right out of Taylor Swift's playbook right there.
But she can't do it as masterfully as Taylor Swift. That's the problem. Because Taylor Swift does it the best because she's always hands off of everything. Mm-hmm. So you showed me a clip of her... what was it where it was like it was in the audience where like things are just like kind of staged where she's like, hey, watch out for her or whatever. What was that?
What?
Remember where you're like she's on stage and trying to look like a hero. It's like, watch out.
Oh, Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was claims that she was lip syncing, right? And that there was pre-recorded audio, live audio, kind of sophisticated lip syncing. And right after that came out, there were all of these clips of her like interrupting singing and being like, hey, security, get this. There was like a fight happening or somebody was in distress, right? But nobody has any accounts of anybody actually being in distress. It almost seems like she planted like, hey, I'm going to like, instead of going to the chorus, I'm going to pretend there's an interruption and I'm going to start talking. And so cut the auto playback in the background, right?
Yeah.
The supporting audio here. Supporting vocals, and then this will be proof. And then those clips all went viral for a week immediately after those claims, right?
Yep, exactly.
Blake Lively literally referenced in this lawsuit and in multiple texts, or not in this lawsuit, sorry, she didn't put it, but Justin Baldoni revealed texts and messages between them that Blake Lively was using the term breadcrumbing, which is basically Taylor Swift's main move. Taylor Swift always leaves these little breadcrumbs. And the whole point of that is it's a great strategy because that way everybody can form their own opinions and they don't really need to outright say anything. And they can just be like hands off the whole time.
Oh, so yeah. That's exactly what Taylor Swift does.
Yeah.
So instead of coming out and saying that, hey, I don't lip sync, how dare you? Her actually saying that, she's planting these little clips.
Yes.
And just like when they had those rumors about her and Travis breaking up, all of a sudden there's like behind the scenes photos. Like before the concert even starts, there's like someone in the crowd seeing her run towards him and him catching her.
Yeah.
But he never knows what to do with his hands around her.
Yes.
Like he seems very uncomfortable. And if you've seen him with clips of his previous girlfriends, like he's a
he
hands-on
does not
guy.
Hold back.
He grabs the bum, but like they
lifts them by the ass, shakes it around, like.
But like
that's what's happening.
With these things from the audience, like she runs at him. He's like, "Oh shit, I don't want to do this wrong. She's gonna yell at me," and it's just like he doesn't know what to do. And also like they just won the football game on Sunday, and they're about to go to the third Super Bowl, which is like almost history making, and they don't really embrace. She doesn't look at him lovingly. He puts his arm around her like it's like a sibling, and he doesn't know what to do with his hand. He like grabs or like doesn't grab. It's just like it's really weird, and she just robotically has her hand on the top of his butt doesn't really do anything, and just holds it like that. So it's like this. It's just like, all right, kids, pretend you love each other. Family photo.
Yeah,
that's the
very
vibe.
brother-sister vibe.
Yeah, it's
he
like
has
the vibe
his
I'm
hand
getting
over top of her.
Yeah, so like I don't think he's a beard. I don't think he's gay. I think it's like
no, I don't think he's gay. I think he's the beard.
Like he is a beard. Here's a beard for her, and I think he gets a lot out of it too.
Which we have a video on, so watch that video if you want some updates.
But I think what he gets out of it is like it is a cool relationship, cool experience for him. But I do think there's turmoil in that relationship because usually when there's something going on in a relationship with athletes, they have a terrible season. And he's had a bad season statistically.
Oh, okay.
So it's like that's why I think there's something going on behind the scenes. But what he's getting out of it is like both his family members are getting careers. Like his brother is on TV now. He's everywhere. And his brother's wife is like, they're calling her like the new female Joe Rogan. So women are just following this podcast. And if she didn't get the Taylor Swift bump, I don't know if she would be this popular.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like that's what he's kind of getting out of it. And I think if Blake Lively needs to go on a podcast, that's the one she's going to go on.
But they have a feud.
They do have a feud.
Yes. So that's an update. So she, on Twitter, Blake Lively referenced her. What's her name? Kelsey. Have it in my trusty notes here.
Kelsey's the last name.
Kelsey. Kylie Kelsey.
Kylie Kelsey. It's like
Kylie Kelsey, the next Joe Rogan. So she was in a feud because on Twitter, Blake Lively said, I don't know who Kylie is. Or Kelsey.
Kylie. I know, it's a mouthful. Yeah.
Kylie Kelsey.
Kylie Kelsey.
She's trying to become the next most famous Kylie. And so she was like, I don't know who this bitch is. And then Kylie was like, oh, that's weird that you type that into Twitter when you could have typed that into Google. And I was like, that's kind of funny. It's a good clapback.
That's a good clapback.
But it's a sign that maybe, things are a little bit on the rocks with Taylor Swift and Blake Lively. Another thing to note, you referenced that game. Blake wasn't there. And Blake has been at every big game during the Super Bowl last year. That was a huge part of it being seen together. They were, tight friends, as we put it. It's pretty damning.
Yeah, they were very close and intimate. Yeah.
So Taylor Swift's super involved. She is involved in the hijacking of this film. It's really, we're talking about Justin Baldoni versus Blake Lively, but really this is a case of 3 against 1. 3 of the biggest megastars in Hollywood with the biggest influence, Taylor Swift, Blake Lively, and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, the only people making money for Hollywood right now.
Yeah, single-handedly making
Ryan
all
Reynolds
the money.
is the only guy who was able to make Marvel money this year, or last year.
Yeah, that's actually so true. No, Marvel money is big, and it's a Goliath versus, what's it?
David with a man bun.
David versus Goliath situation, for sure. And so what happened was Taylor Swift was just hanging out because that girl just casually stops by.
Oh, yeah, she just stops in for a drink. You know how she is.
Everything that she does is manufactured. We need, actually, going back a little bit with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, how we were talking about how all of these things were coming out as soon as that relationship contract was leaked, which is in our previous episode that we were talking about. We didn't, they had it, everything's just so for show, right? And for the media, they were having dinner at her house, but it was like in the front lawn and it was like all lit up and like catered, and they were caught. I don't know, they're like, there's something beardy, bizarre about her relationships.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, she this is another word for beard is a lavender marriage. And I think Taylor Swift is really, really getting a little bit getting a bit overwhelmed by the lavender haze she finds herself in. That's a nod to one of her songs.
I know.
But yes. So back to how Taylor's involved. So Taylor, she just happened to be hanging out at Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' house when Blake and Ryan invited him over, Justin Baldoni, to basically hijack the film and threaten him to give over all sorts of rewrites to, was primarily the main opening scene in the film when they're on the rooftop. And yeah, and Taylor Swift came in, just happened to stop by into the room and said, yeah, Blake's basically a genius and this is a better way to go. You got to do it. So he's basically cornered by these megastars into handing over the creative direction of this film. And I mean, I think that's the epitome. That's the crux of why this whole issue begun in the first place. Because they stole the film from this guy. It was his breakout moment, and they're just like, we need it. It's going to win an Oscar. I think she was fully convinced this was going to win an Oscar. It's
something. It was like, this is like, it's kind of weird. Like, this is what like the new like mafia intimidation is now. It's just like in The Godfather, like they threatened a guy to put this guy in a movie. Yeah. And we didn't listen. They put a horse head in the bed.
Yeah.
It's just like, now it's just this watered down where it's just like, all right, Taylor Swift's here. Like, she's the new mafia. Like, it's just like, she's the muscle. Taylor Swift is the muscle.
It's true. And then she goes around and plays the victim, right? Look what the most macho she's ever got is in her music video, Look What You Made Me Do, against Kanye. And it's like, this feminist can't even take ownership over what she's doing. Yeah. It's look what you made me do. Literally everything is this victim vibe. Yeah.
I'm just this Midwest girl. But on the flip side, I think it's like, why wouldn't you play ball? Like, you could be in with Ryan Reynolds, the only one making people in Hollywood money.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift and Blake Lively.
Yeah.
And then, okay, you're this movie is just like a book for like mid-teen women.
Yeah.
So it's like, you get like, if you play ball, they'll help you get other film projects. Mm-hmm. That's basically what they said as well. It's like, play ball with us, let us have this, and then you could have whatever you want. Well, you can make some phone calls.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to play ball. He's like, no, I will not be muscled out of my movie. And then his manipulation brain took over.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but I mean, they did get everything they wanted to a certain point. I mean, Blake Lively made it. Well, no, maybe you're right. Maybe he just really, really held on with a death grip to this film, because Blake Lively is accused of doing crazy stuff to just keep getting her way. She threatened, like, when they were nearly done filming, that she wasn't going to. And once they spent all their wardrobe budget on like a wardrobe designer, she threatened that if she didn't get to wear the outfits she wanted to wear, which were like wild and aggressively awful. We'll put some of them up here. Like, it's not what the character was like. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, and she threatened to, if she didn't get to do all of the wardrobe for this movie again and redo everything, that they would just have to find another Lily Bloom and recast the whole film and refilm it all. It's going to blow the whole budget.
Yeah.
And they know the power of her, like, going in there. And she did another breadcrumbing issue, like another breadcrumbing move after this whole thing came out, and got all of the cast to unfollow Justin Baldoni and let people think what they want, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there were a lot of power moves. He must have clung to something, or just, he didn't play ball, and they didn't like it.
And he was being passive aggressive as well. He asked her how much she weighed. He got because he had a bad back. He needed to know how much she weighed. So, because there's a scene where he has to lift her, and it's just like, dude, that's like so insulting to a woman. It's just like, just ballpark it. Just ballpark it. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, ask like another woman, hey, how much do you think she weighs? And then just ballpark it.
Yeah.
Like, or just Google it. It probably says online. And add 10 pounds because it's a lie.
That's true. That's a lie. She's serious, or like make her like walk over on set to like a marker, and then have like a secret little, weight machine underneath it.
But it's just that stuff. But she's lying as well. She lied as well. She said he walked in on her breastfeeding, but then there's text messages saying, "Hey, come in.
Hey, I'm breastfeeding. Come on in."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like they're both these children just catfighting and lying.
Like, no matter who wins, both of them are insufferable. That is the result.
But Taylor Swift got dragged into this as well. So like,
but she's not dragged. She has manipulated the whole thing. She has a huge song in the film, so I think they knew that would really help promote the film. That's a mega celebrity in the film.
That's true. Justin should be grateful for that. Like, Taylor Swift's putting her thumb on this, like a thumbprint on this movie. So
yeah, and then she also was involved in casting Lily Bloom. She was a part of the decision. And now, what is kind of crazy is she's been quietly involved. Maybe she was going to promote some stuff. Maybe she was going to invite, Blake Lively to the Super Bowl again. And now he's put this rift between them. They can't even spend any time together. I think they're romantically involved. It's got to suck. Taylor Swift's going to be angry. And Justin Baldoni goes even harder by bringing her name up at all in this lawsuit, because bringing it up at all means that now, because he knows that Taylor Swift's team is smart, they're going to do everything they can to distance themselves from Blake Lively, right? She can't hang out with her now. So not until this all blows over or we get a result. So he's kind of smart for doing that and kind of evil. He also hired Scooter Braun's team. So Scooter Braun is the one who is the whole reason that Taylor Swift has Taylor's version of every song and every album. He kind of screwed her over with her contracts allegedly. And
oh wow, yeah, so this guy's like really like he has a vendetta.
Twisting.
Like he's not innocent here. Like he knows what he's doing.
He really wants to win.
Yeah, well that's the thing, because they actually have a court date set, and like I don't think that it's gonna get settled, because this guy, he wants to go up on the stand and be like, oh, I just want to speak my truth.
Yeah, and
he's gonna be so complimentary towards Blake Lively. He's like, oh, like, I just, she's just a brilliant actress, and it's just, I was so excited to work with her. Like, she's multifaceted, so to have her on both sides, I was just so grateful. Like, he's just gonna spew all that male feminist stuff, and it's just like, I just know that's just like, he would just love to do that, just how he's just this victim male feminist, and he's just gonna have the perfect man bun for it. It's just like, and maybe even some tears. It's just like, I just really hope like at the end of this we can reconcile and maybe become friends.
Yes. I feel like everyone's calling Blake Lively Amber Heard, but maybe he's Amber Heard. Yeah, it's like
he wants to be on that stand. Like that, like he
gonna look like he lost some sleep, like Amber Heard.
Oh yeah,
he's coming in looking sad.
I haven't been able to eat. It's just like, it's not so much my reputation, but like the rift between us that's affected me the most.
That's so true.
Like that's what he's gonna do. Like
that's gonna be his move, 100%.
Because like,
they're both playing the victim.
Yeah, they're both playing the victim. Because like Blake Lively's very emotional. Like it's just like, you can see in all of her interviews where she's a bitch to the interviewer. Like the interviewer probably said one thing, and now she's just a cunt that whole interview. Yes. So it's just like, he knows how to get under her skin. So it's just like, he's gonna do that, and then he's gonna go first on the stand, and then it's gonna be her. And then, like I said, it's like the first one to crack, to show their true colors, and it's just like, it's gonna be her. It's because she's an actress. She's not
Taylor Swift.
She's an actress. She's not capable of not being the center of attention. She can't let everyone else do it for her.
Yeah.
She can't let everyone else film behind the scenes of what she's really like. She has to be in the front of everything. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, she's gonna try, and she's just gonna snap.
I know. I feel like she's really, like, right now, I think, generally speaking, the media is against her. I mean, the internet's divided.
It goes back and forth.
It goes back and forth, but like it's really. I mean, all of this stuff being like brought up from her past and everything, like it's not looking good. Like he is doing a lot of damage to this star that kind of felt. I think she felt like nobody could touch her. She has everyone on her side.
Well, do you think Taylor Swift will be called to the stand as a?
She's going to do everything she can not to. That's going to be really, really important, that her team does everything that they can not to. But man, that would be juicy.
Yeah, because that's the really first time you get to hear from her like off script.
Yeah.
Ever, probably.
Well, she'll be on script still.
Well, because they get to ask her questions, so it's just like you can't really...
she'll rehearse.
She'll be very well rehearsed.
Well rehearsed.
Yeah, very well rehearsed. Oh, that would be it. Because like that, I could see that going wrong. Because Taylor Swift is like, you don't get the best of Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be like, they'll be like, okay, we're gonna have all these gotcha questions, and Taylor Swift's just gonna turn it around. It's just like, oh wow, we just lost the case because of Taylor Swift. The brilliance of Taylor Swift.
Yeah. I mean, Blake definitely, I think, needs to turn to her girlfriend instead of her fake husband right now and get the right advice, because Ryan Reynolds is not making this easier. No. He's kind of ruined the whole thing too. He's really, really meddled around. Like, he desperately needed to be on set to control everything. He needed writing credits in it. Like, why are you It's not like you have a song in the film.
Yeah.
It's not like you're like why are you getting all involved? Like, I don't know. It just feels weird.
Yeah, that does feel weird, but it's also like he's never really done that before. The only criticism he's really gotten was from like JT Miller, because he was in the original Deadpool. He was like the comic relief character. And he came out and said like, yeah, he was a real dick to me on set. Like, he'd play the character but like really go hard at me.
Yeah.
And like that kind of made, Ryan Reynolds look bad. But JT Miller has a history of like, he's one of those guys that just doesn't turn off. Like, he always needs to hold court and be the funny one.
Oh,
like even
yeah.
like every interview, like if the interview goes somewhere else and there's other people there, like he'll like throw water on himself or just like interrupt it because he just has that, and that's what makes him a great comic as well. It's just like he needs to be the center of attention. He'll do anything to hold it.
Yeah.
But I can see how it can wear thin on set.
Yeah.
Where it's like it probably did annoy Ryan Reynolds and he's just doing his catty gay Deadpool character at him, just like riffing and making fun of him.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he made a Deadpool character.
Because JT Miller did get kicked off of his Silicon Valley show because like they didn't really like working with him because he just always needs to hold court and just be the center of attention. And the show, I mean, it wasn't the same without him, but it's just like they were kind of happy to have him gone.
Yeah.
Like they weren't just like, oh, like our show took a hit. It's just like he didn't really get along with the cast as well. And Ryan Reynolds hasn't really taken. There's no. Like, no one's ever said anything bad about Ryan Reynolds. He's also been very likable. He has guy friends. He's friends with the guys from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He owns a soccer team with one of them.
Yeah.
And Hugh Jackman's his best gay friend, the gay lovers. So, he doesn't... I think maybe he, like, sensed that male feminist vibe and was just like, you know what? I need to be on set here. Like, this guy gives me the, like, manipulative creeps.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that it could be that, or he could be a jerk. Like I don't know.
We need more. Need more witnesses in the room, like from Blake's side, probably like hidden here, Ryan.
Yeah,
like we're gonna figure this out. They approach everything like a beard relationship to me. They approach everything so strategically. Blake and Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds, like Blake stole Ryan Reynolds from Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Right. And by the way, when I'm saying all these things, people are like gay, it's like they could definitely be bi, right? But it's like, it just feels like a bearded like every time that Blake Lively has interacted with a dude, it's always in such a manipulative way that it's like, I don't believe that she's like genuinely falling for any of these guys. I feel like she's doing a Taylor Swift move, which is like climbing the ranks and just being seen with them for a specific reason or for the publicity side of things and just kind of using men in this way. I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's a lesbian thing to do, but it would be easier for somebody who isn't attracted to guys to not fall into it. Like, she was even doing the same thing to Justin on this set. She was like, there's clips of them interacting on set and like, she's kind of very flirtatious.
Yeah, like hold me, push me in like this, like push me in.
And
like,
every guy that she's been with has basically been stolen from another relationship and done on set and done to get her to get her way. And she wanted an Oscar for this. Like, she wanted an Oscar for this film. She needed to manipulate her way into getting writing credits, producing credits, like. That was her MO. That would leverage her and Ryan. And Ryan, people are online saying that Ryan was like threatened by Justin, thinking that Justin was gonna like truly steal, his wife. But it's like, I see it more as like they had this alliance to protect and he was getting in the way.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
Yeah. No, that's a fucking great point. I think you're right. Yeah. It's just like they saw this little fucking male feminist coming in trying to ruin everything.
Yeah, ruin their whole grip on Hollywood. Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's nothing says I don't love my wife more than his jokes, okay? Over the years, Ryan Reynolds, like, I don't know, like, all of the jokes are like, oh, if I was running out of a burning building, I'd grab this. I'd come back for Blake later.
Yeah.
But
the
or
whole
like,
ball and chain. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all
like these prank videos. It's just like, yeah.
They're all like owning Blake. Like he'll have a picture of him and his daughters and Blake, and he's like, I love all three of these people. Blake's okay.
Yeah.
You know, like things like that. And then people are like, ha ha ha, what a family man, what a funny guy. And it's just like, this man, like they're not in love.
Yeah.
I don't know. If they are, that's kind of modeling like fall in love with whoever nags you best.
Yeah, that's true. It's a nag. It's like you don't nag your wife. It's just like happy wife, happy life. And it's just that means you don't nag.
Yeah.
Like it's just like
I mean, we all laughed and we're like, these two are a power couple because what? Like they constantly make these jokes. I'm all for making jokes and like an occasional riff like that, but that was like every joke's premise was just like, but my wife's so annoying. She's always getting in the way. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's nicer to Hugh Jackman.
Like, I don't know. The relationship's suspicious. It gets crazy. I really do wonder if Taylor Swift's going to come up to the stand. I want to see if we catch, Blake and Taylor together, or if their teams are going to keep them apart. At the end of the day, I think people in Hollywood are going to be very scared to hire Blake and Ryan after this.
That's true.
Unless they win, maybe.
They win, but at the end of the day, Ryan Reynolds is one of the last people in Hollywood that can actually make money with a film.
Right.
So it's just like, what do you do? Like, it's like Hollywood is in a pickle because they're not making much money.
Yeah.
So it is going to be interesting how this lays out. And I hope to God it goes to trial because I want to see Justin Baldoni on the stand crying so hard about how Taylor Swift intimidated him. Like, that's just like, I want that to just be on loop. The guy has kids, and it's just like, those kids will get bullied for the rest of their lives. Because Taylor Swift bullied your dad.
It is going to be the next biggest celebrity court case, and
it happens in a year, so there's like going to be a lot more stuff coming out.
Yeah.
A lot more voice notes of like, of just Justin Baldoni.
Just being like, I love you.
It's going to be... There's going to be like a Blake Lively text about him, like, wow, this guy's so gay. Eye roll.
He's falling for everything.
This guy's gayer than Ryan.
Oh my God. Yeah, I wonder if they'll settle outside of it or if this is going to be the next big move in their relationship.
Let us know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. We really appreciate all your support. We're not crapping on either one of them. This is just what we think of these people. We would love to meet them. We would try to be... Honestly, if I could pick who to be friends with, it would be Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Ryan Reynolds is going to be protected in the end of this. Like, that's what's coming clear. They're really doing everything they can to keep him out of it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And thank you for watching.
We really appreciate it. Thank you, Humpers. Join the fam.